Om. 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 Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. Today's topic is why Vairagya. If you open any textbooks of Adhyatma Shastra, whether it is Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and other things, you will find Vairagya is highlighted either in the beginning or in the middle or at the end. Without Vairagya, the true goal of Vedanta, the true goal or true accomplishment of Brahma Vidya can never be gained. And Vairagya is such that dispassion, we say, generally we try to avoid. People think how nice Vedanta could have been if there were no Vairagya. Therefore, it is very important to know that Vairagya, how it is indispensable. Without that, Vedanta doesn't work. We may have some satisfaction that I have studied Upanishads, including Bhashyas, etc. Well, Punya will be there, but never Aparoksha Jnana. Never can you be aware of your Swarupa in its true nature without Vairagya. Now, what is this Vairagya? Vairagya is that disposition of the mind, that state of the mind wherein raga is ended. What do you mean by raga? Raga is priti, asakti, love for vishayas, sense pleasure, sense objects. That insatiable thirst to indulge in the sense objects, to derive the sense pleasure so that I will be happy, I will be free from sorrows. So that disposition is Vairagya. Raga is Vigata. Priti, asakti, love, affinity for sense pleasure, sense object, Vigata is ended. That state is called as Vairagya. Vigata Raga. How can we get rid of that? Sastra says, Vishayeshu Muhu Dosha Darshanam. See, look, we run after sense objects, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, in their varieties of permutations and combinations, to derive sense pleasure so that you will be happy. This is Vishayeshu. In all these sense object and deriving sense of pleasure, muhu, muhu, repeatedly, again and again, dosha darshanam, please see the defects in them. They may be fascinating, they may be highly attractive to begin with, and certainly they are so. But in the long run, they purify in sorrows, not simple sorrows, in terms of punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, transmigration of birth, death, birth, death, birth, death, because we do karma, karma padas come, future birth, transformation continues. Now we should know for certain, why do we get attracted to sense objects? See, if our mind is not convinced of these four aspects in the sense objects, no force in the world can drag that mind to that sense object, Vishaya. What are those four aspects? That Vishaya, sense object, is Satya, Satyatva. Second, that Vishaya is Nitya, Nityatva. Then, three aspects, not four aspects, three aspects. Then, that Vishaya is Samichina, Samichinatva. Three aspects. Satyatva, Nityatva, Samichinatva. What do you mean by Satyatva? That, what is that? This object is the one which is true. It is all the time will be there. That's why it is a Nityatva. Nityatva, it is going to be there forever with me. We never think of that it is going to get destroyed or separated from me. But take or granted into the world. And it is true in nature. And Samichina. Samichina means it is consistent, it is fit, it is good, it has got the capacity to give me happiness and make me contented. When the mind is sure that these three factors get fulfilled, Satyatva, Nityatva, Samijinatva, it runs after that. When it discovers that these are not there, you cannot drag the mind to the Vishayas. Is it not so? When you go to the market to purchase something, don't you see whether the thing that you are purchasing is asli or nakli? Asli, a real one, or nakli, a imitating one? Like that. So therefore, the defects in the mind, not in the mind, in the Vishayas, should be seen repeatedly. How to analyze, how to know this? Shastras at different places and certainly given guidelines to us. Now some people say, our modern people, if Vairagya is there, how will the country progress? How will the society progress? How will the man will progress? How will he be able to earn, etc.? Should he not fulfill desires, etc.? Should he not have ambition, etc.? This is a modern problem of neglecting one important factor, that the instructions given in the Shastras are not universal but individualistic for a specific type of people, not for all and sundry. So therefore, Vairagya is advised by the Shastras For a mumukshu, with a mumukshu, the person who has accomplished well in life, who has enjoyed life, and he has got his many laurels at his disposal, and yet finds that he is not contented. Still more thirst is there. There is no end to that. Such a person thinks, is it life? Or is there something higher than this? To such a person, the Upanishads, the Adhyatma Shastra comes and tells, my dear, if you are ready to listen to me and abide by that, I will tell you. What you are seeking, that ever happiness, never sorrow, ever existing, is not available anywhere in the world. It is your real nature. Your mind is presently preoccupied in the objects of the world, and it is so turbulent. As a result of which, your swarupa, true nature, cannot exhibit itself in your mind, and as a result, you are deprived of your ever existence, sat existence aspect, ever existent, self-evident happiness aspect, and you suffer what is called as samsara. So therefore, let us keep in mind that Vairagya is advised to a mumukshu and not others. For others, Shastra has got a big shopping list with the means and also a motivation speech afterwards. If you do this, you will get it. Falashruti is there. Motivation speech is Falashruti. For this karma, for this fulfillment desire, this is the karma, how this will be done, and this is going to be the result for that. With dharma, it gives. See, you open our Shastra. It speaks of two vidyas, mundokomashan. Paravidya, aparavidya. Both are very, very important. Paravidya is that branch of knowledge by which we can know our Swarupa, Atma, Brahma, and get freed from samsara, abiding in our Swarupa, which is always Ananda, never sorrow, never going to end at all. Paravidya. And aparavidya is all worldly knowledge, including science and karma kanda of the Vedas and upasana kanda of the Vedas, which gives result here and hereafter. So therefore, these are paravidya and aparavidya are like the two wings of a bird every human being should have. But a mature person who has excelled in aparavidya and still doesn't find the satisfaction and contentment, to him is the paravidya. So therefore, don't complain this. Our Vedic age was a golden age. Till recently. Otherwise, why it should suffer so many foreign invasions? Did they come here to loot the mud here from here? We were a prosperous country. So therefore, know for certain, Vairagya is for mumukshu. Now one may think like this, look, we may have some problems. We may be wanting something, but temporary solutions are there. Yes, they need to be taken. But final contentment. You can say, thus far, no further is not possible by them unless you know your Swarupa. Shvetashvara says, Yada charma vadakasham veshayishyanti manava tada devam avidnyaya dukkhasyantam nigachat. You are aspiring for ever happiness and never sorrow. This is just next to impossible without gaining the direct knowledge of our Swarupa. Says, Yada charmavad akasham veshayishyanti manava. When humans cover the sky with a skin as it were, or a cloth as it were, can you do that? No. But say, if you do it, tada, then devam avidnyaya. Without giving deva, atma, brahma, not some deity. Without knowing your atma swarupa, without knowing brahma, without knowing your swarupa, true nature, dukkhasya antam nigacchati. One can truly get freed from the sorrow of samsara, which is impossible. So this also is impossible. Then why the role of Vairagya? Our problems, our sorrows are because not only not knowing our real nature, but because of erroneous, mistaken identification with the gross body, subtle body, causal body. Mistaken identification with or embodiment at physical level, mental level, causal level. And you will find sorrows are there at the physical level and mental level, which you can verify from our waking state experiences and dream state experiences. We are prone to be sorrowful. In sleep, sorrows are not there, but potentially there. So therefore, the mind, that is, the sorrows are intrinsic features of gross body and subtle body. In the causal body, they are dormant. They are dormant in nature. So therefore, what we experience in the waking state, including our body, is no better than the dream state. Just as we know that dream is false, though experienced, truly not there. So is the case of waking state. It is experienced moment by moment very vividly, and yet it is not true. Include our body. This can be known only when we know and abide in our real nature, Chaitanya, pure consciousness, pure awareness principle, Atma, wherein there is no cognition of entire world, including the body. And why Vairagya? Indulgence in the sense pleasure, Vishayas, increases our bodily identification, which is not necessary, which is to be ended, discarded. But Vishaya Bhoga, sense indulgence, intensifies the bodily identification. Not only that, it instills in the mind the reality of the world. It makes you believe that the world is real. So therefore, by proper viveka, by unbiased inquiry into the nature of wish and pleasures, by knowing their defect, we should develop the Vairagya to a great extent. And when you develop Vairagya, you no more indulge in the sense object. Your mind preoccupied them is withdrawn. Withdrawn. And this, what is that? At this stage, one thing should be kept in the mind. Vishayaha vinivartante niraharasya yoginaha. In the case of Viveki, who develops Vairagya, sense object get away. Rasavarjam. Accept the value, taste for this, the sense pleasure. That goes only in the wake of Atma Jnana Brahma Jnana. Rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. That love, that preeti, that affinity for sense pleasure, that also goes when one discovers and experiences oneself to be Paramananda Swarupa. So therefore, we are searching. We are searching for happiness at a place where it is not. We are searching in the world. It is not there, sir. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, at the top of his voice, has told this in Bhagavad Gita. He says, this world is what? Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. See, Bhagavan Krishna's word. We adore, worship Bhagavan, but never listen what he says. He warns us, my dear, this world is what? Dukkhalayam, storehouse of sorrows. Ashashvatam, impermanent. Nothing is permanent. Everything will get destroyed. Other places in Gita, anityam asukham lokam. Bhagavan has put a name board for this world. Anityam, impermanent. Asukham, true happiness is not there. And what we seek in the same world that happiness and freedom from sorrow and ever existence, where it is not. Natural disappointment, failure. We are searching the wrong place. You see, in Karnataka and Andhra, there is a custom. I don't know nowadays it is there or not. Military canteens. Military canteen means non-vegetarian restaurant. Now, if you go to a military canteen and order idli, sambar, masala dosa, can you get it? There we understand. But here, anityam asukham lokam. We are expecting nitya sukha. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So we are expecting shashvata sukha. Bhagavan Krishna will say, Ayyo, he will not say my karma, your karma, he will say. Please listen to what I am telling you. That's why Shraddha. Last talk was on Shraddha. How Shraddha and Bhagavan, who has taken the embodiment to rescue us, uplift us, to establish dharma, etc. So therefore we should have Shraddha. Now, what exactly happens by having Vairagya in terms of gaining the knowledge or knowing ourselves? By developing Vairagya, you find the defective nature in the sense that sense objects and sense pleasures are incapable of giving me what I want As a result, you are not interested in them. When you are not interested in them, your mind withdraws from them. Your mind becomes more and more introvert, antarmukha, which used to be earlier extrovert, bahirmukha, preoccupied in the vishayas. It becomes more and more introvert. In the introvert mind, ours, which is highly peaceful, shanta, samahita, in such a mind, our swarupa gets revealed, gets reflected. Shastra comes and tells, my dear, this is your swarupa. This itself is Brahma, the Adhisthana, the basis of entire cosmos. Tat Tvam Asi. But the Tvam, you in reality, you have to experience. How? Withdraw the mind from the Vishayas, make it Antarmukha, make it Shanta. Afterward, you did not do anything at all. It gets revealed. So, that state of mind, wherein you are face to face with your real nature, you are experiencing your nature, you are aware of your real nature, is such that, number one, you are not asleep, you are not sleeping. Number two, you are awake. Number three, and yet you are not aware of any objects in the world, including your body. In that state, our Swarupa gets revealed, for which Vairagya is necessary. And where it is in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, why that Samsara Vriksha, imagery of a tree compared to Samsara compared to tree is given. Bhashyakara says Samsarad viraktasya eva bhagavataha tattvajnane adhikaraha na anyasya. A simple Sanskrit, I think you did not have difficulty. Samsarad viraktasya eva. A person who has developed Vairagya from the world and from the pleasures here onwards up to here, Brahmaloka and Hiranyagraha position, etc., here and hereafter, who is not interested in that. For such a, in the case of such a person only, Bhagavata Tattvajnane Adhikara. Such person alone has got adhikara, qualification, eligibility to gain the knowledge of true nature of who is Bhagavan, Paramatma, Ishvara, and who is me, and what is the reality of the Jagat. He doesn't stop there. Categorically said, na anyasya. One who is not virakta, one who has no vairagya, he has no what? Qualification to take it. So be careful. Because nowadays, a trend to study or know about Vedanta is more. Very good it is. But all are not that much mukshus. Some take with the academic interest. Some they want to know what is our Indian culture, etc. Some by the satsang, etc. Good. But the real goal is something different. To get freed from samsara, for which the Vairagya is indispensable. So then the question comes, as we have seen, we have already seen to some extent, how exactly this mind which has got Vairagya can be aware of its true nature, can be face to face with our true nature, Chaitanya Atma in its true nature. How is it possible? Kathopanishad highlight this. The mode of gaining Atma Jnana, for which it shows that Vairagya is indispensable, because in a mind which is totally antarmukha, introvert, because of intense Vairagya, the mind which is shanta, there only Atmakara Vritti, a thought conforming to Atma Brahma, pure awareness, free from all superimposed attributes, can take place. Says, and that state of mind, Kathopanishad describes that Rit Manit. Rit Manit means avikalpayitri buddhi, avikalpayitri, no vikalpayitri buddhi, buddhi which has no vikalpas, means nirvikalpa antakarana. An antakarana, a buddhi of mind, where the registration, imprinting of Vishayas, attributes are not there. Attributeless mind, nirvishesha mind, nirvikalpa antakarana. How it is gained? When you withdraw your five sense organs, jnanendriyas, from their corresponding sense object. Make the mind, intellect, not run after the object. That state of mind is called yoga. In that state of mind, Atma gets revealed in its true nature. The Upanishad says, Yada panchavatishtante jnanani manasasa buddhischana visheshtati tam ahu paramam gatim. Shastra says that the highest state of the mind, wherein five senses are totally withdrawn from the pursuit in the or preoccupation in the sense object. Buddhischana vijayashati. Mind, intellect is steady, not running after the sense object mentally. It is said to be paramagati, highest accomplishment. And that is called as yoga. Says, tam yogamiti manyante sthiram indriya dharanam apramattashtata bhavati yogo hi prabhavapyayo. That state, paramagati, is said as yoga, and wherein sthiram indriya dharanam, all senses, including the mind, intellect, is what? Held in check, withdrawn from the sense object. At that time, that person must be very, very alert, apramatta. Why? That state called as yoga, prabhavapyayo. There is a waxing and waning, is a very, very volatile state at its where it will not, if any slight mistake is there, it will get discontinued. Means the difficult, no doubt, but one should be alert, because to keep it continued, intense vairagya and total withdrawal from the senses running after sense object must be there. Means it cautions It will not last for a long time unless you are steady enough. Bhashyakara says, in the state of yoga, Atma gets revealed in its true nature. If Vairagya is not there, such a state cannot be gained. Of course, mere Vairagya will not help. Abhyas also is there. Practice of withdrawal of the senses from the sense pleasure. That is why Arjuna said, Bhagavan, what you are telling is very difficult. Mind is unruly. Bhagavan says, yes, you are right. But it is possible. How? Abhyasena kaunteya vairagena grihate. It is possible by abhyasa and vairagya. So, without vairagya, study of Vedanta cannot bless us with its highest result. So better we know the role, the relevance, and necessity of Vairagya, dispassion, in the pursuit of gaining Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. I would like to quote few of the passages from Adhyatma Shastra, which emphasize the need of Vairagya in different way to highlight and convince us it is necessary. Ashtavakra Gita. Muktimichasi chetata vishayan vishvatta. My dear Sunny, if you want to gain moksha, vishayan vishyavatyaja, discard this sense objects, sense pleasure like poison. Moksho vishaya vairasya. Ashtavakra gives an equation. Moksha is equal to vishaya vairagya. Means if you have vairagya, take for granted you have gained moksha. Bandho vaishaka sukha. Sense pleasure equates for body. Samsara. Ashtavakra. Amrita Bindu Upanishad. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. You must have heard this many times. Mind only is the cause of bondage and liberation. Moksha. Moksha means abidance in our Swarupa. Bondage is identify the body and running after the world and janma marana, janma marana, janma marana. Mind alone is the means of both bondage and liberation. How is it possible? Two types. Bandhaya vishaya saktam. A mind which is engrossed in the sense pleasure is cause of bondage. Muktyai nirvishayam mana. A mind totally free from vishya because of vairagya is the means of moksha. Ashtavakra. Another thing. Achakshva shunuvatata nana shastrani anekasha. My dear son, Janaka, he says, you speak on Shastras, Adhyatma Shastra, or listen to Ashtar method to any great extent. Nana Shastra and Aneksha, variety of Shastra, varied Shastra, but Tathapi, no tava swasthyam. Your mind will not abide in your Swarupa unless Sarva Vismarana Dhruti. Your mind forgets everything in the same, not sleeping. Awake and free from preoccupations of sense pleasures, sense objects. Vivek Chodamani, many of you must have come across. Mokshasya hetu pratamo nigambyati vairagyam atyantam aditya vastushu. The first and foremost means of moksha is what? Anitya vastushu. In the transitory objects, events, and beings. Atyantam vairagya. Intense vairagya. Again, mokshasya kanksha yadi vaitavasti. If you desire to gain moksha, त्यजाति दूरात vishayan vishamyata. Discard the sense pleasures from far like the poison. See, it is not just a exaggeration, it is a fact, provided you are moksha. One more thing is there. It's a beautiful, Vivek Chudamani is a very beautiful illustration. 5 types of creatures get bound because of their preoccupation, one of them. Whereas human is bound by all the 5. What is their lot? What is their lot? Shabdadibhi panchabhiyeva pancha panchatva samgunena buddhabadda. 5 types of animals or creatures get trapped, die, or become slaves because of their total affinity for one of the 5 sense objects, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. What are those? What are those 5 types of animals? There is Puranga. Puranga is deer. Deer is so much attached to sound music. The hunter plays the music or that what, flute, etc. And it gets enraptured. He comes and catches it. Attachment to sound music. Matanga, elephant. Matanga, elephant. Elephant has got, the he elephant runs after to rub itself with the she elephant. People, those who want to trap it, they know it. They keep a she elephant one place, and in the between passage, they dig a pit, cover it grass, etc. And this elephant runs and gets trapped in that pit. Sparsha. Patanga, moth, gets attracted by the flame of fire, goes and dies. Meena, fish, always nibbling. Bait is put in the hook and it is caught. Bhringaha, honeybees. That is that for smell, what is called a champaka, very fragrant flower. It goes and sits there and is so much engrossed in that. At the dusk, slowly, that blossomed champaka gets clothed. And he gets trapped and dies. If these 5 creatures get trapped because of such the total attachment for one of the sense object, it says, Naraha panchabhi anchitaha kim A human bound by all the five sense objects. What is his plight? Means you don't. So therefore, Vairagya is necessary. Again, Ashtavakra says, sense objects are more deadly than the poison of a snake. Doshena tivro vishaya. Krishna sarpa vishadapi. Sense object is very, very venomous than the poison of a black cobra. I think that one is called crate or something. Very deadly. It will not allow you to see the next day. So that is there. How so? Visham nihanti bhoktar. Poison can kill you if it enters your body, whether you swallow or bite or something like that. Whereas drashtaram chakshushapi ayam, this Vishaya, it binds and ruins the person who sees. You do not consume. See. Further, few will see from Vivek Chudamani. Vishayasha mahabhashkasha yaha vimuktaha dusteja saeva kalpate muktai nanya shastra vedyapu. One who has freed oneself from the fetters, bondage of hankering for sense objects, which is difficult to get rid of, that person alone can be what? Totally freed from samsara. He is fit to gain the knowledge. Nanya shat shastra vedyapi. Not other person, he may be highly scholar in all the 6 branches of knowledge. So therefore, Vishayakya. One more thing is that at times what happens? You have Vairagya, but not strong enough. Such people, they get drowned in the ocean of samsara in between this and that. Desire, Vishayas, functions like a crocodile. Apata Vairagyavato mumukshu bhavabdiparam pratiyata buddhyata. Those people who do not have strong Vairagya and they are embarking on crossing over the ocean of samsara. Ashagraha, the crocodile of desire. Majjayante antaralam. By catching this person by the neck, makes him drown in between one. So, very intense Vairagya is necessary, provided you are a mumukshu. You decide that. Are you serious about it? Then Vairagya is necessary. Vishayakya graho yena suviraktasena hata sagachati bhavambode param pratyavardita. One who has destroyed this crocodile called desire by the sword of intense Vairagya, that person only can get free from samsara without any obstructions. That's why Bhagavan says, Abhyasena kaunteya vairagyena griyate. By abhyasa and vairagya, mind can be made abide in one sarup. And this disposition, wherein Atma conforms itself to its true nature, Chaitanya, free from all these superimposed entities, attributes. That is the final means of gaining knowledge, moksha. rest are secondary. And this state is called as prajna in the Shastra. Sage Vashishta at one place tells Rama, Upadesha kramo Rama vyavastha matra padana nepte su karanam shuddha shishya pratnyaiva kevala. Rama going to a guru, learning from him, etc., is what? Following the norm of Shastra. But the final means karana of nepti, atmajnana, brahmajnana, shishya, shuddha, shishya pradnyaiva kevala. That pradnya, that disposition of the mind, is shuddha means totally pure, to conform itself to Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa, which is called Atmakara Vritti, Vishayakara Antakana Vritti, Akhandakara Vritti, for which Vairagya is indispensable. So therefore, it is imperative that we know for certain the roles of Viveka, Vairagya, Shraddha, etc. and proceed on the path of spiritual path, so that we can get the ultimate result. In Vedanta, it is important to know what, when, why, how long these means are there, for which a thorough study of Shastra is necessary. No doubt such talks can inspire us, but that should be continued by your consistent efforts. In this context, I would like to bring to your notice, by end of December, a book written by me, commentary on Anubhuti Prakasha of Vidyaranya Muni, 12 Upanishads into 20 chapters, about 2,800 verses, will be published by December end. Therein, all these things are thoroughly thrashed. I would say it is a mini encyclopedia of Vedanta, because the text itself is like that. Those who are unable to study Upanishad with Bhashya, for them, this is a very easy guide. And for your information, this text will be uploaded on the website Turiya Bodha, free download in PDF form. Turiya Bodha, Turiyabodha, is available for free download. There are many other interesting books are there. You can make use of that. Thank you all. Thanks to Indica Advaita Academy for giving this opportunity to give a talk. One more will be there. And the topic I have chosen for that is, where is God? First one was, why Shraddha? This one is, why Vairagya? Now the question is, where is God? It may come in time. Okay? Thank you all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.